Hello students, welcome to our channel HD Biology classes. In my last video, I have discussed about the muscular tissue. Today I am going to discuss about some important question based on animal tissue. So students, let's start it. The first question is, why are plants and animals made up of different tissues? Students, we know that plants are stationary or plants are fixed at a place. They don't need to move from one place to another place. That's why they don't have muscular or other type of tissues that the animals have for their movement. Instead of it, plants have to fixed at a place and they have to give protection their body parts from harsh environmental condition. That's why they need some dead tissues that can give protection or some tissues that can give the mechanical strength to their body. That's why they are made up of cork-like tissue. They are made up of sclerenchymatous tissues which are completely made up of dead cells. In case of animals, they can move from one place to another place in search of food, in search of shelter and some other purposes. For these reasons, they have some connective tissues like muscular tissue, like bones or skeleton system that helps in their movement. On the other hand, or the second point, why they have different types of tissues, the second point is that plants are autotrophic. That means they can make their own food. That's why the mesophyll tissue that is present in the leaf of the plants, they contain chlorophyll and that help in the photosynthesis process. Whereas animals are heterotrophic. They cannot make their own food and they have to take nutrition from the food that is obtained from other animals or plants. For this reason, they have to digest the food, and for this digestion they need digestive system, and the organs that present in the digestive system, they are made up of different types of tissues which are completely different from the tissues which are present in the plant body. The third point why they have different type of tissues is that animals move from one place to another place and they have to show the rapid response against the external stimuli. That's why animals have the nervous tissue that helps in the conduction of nerve impulse from the different parts of the body and give the rapid response against the external stimuli. Whereas plants show the response, but in that case it is a very slow response and they don't have any nervous tissue for their response. It is only done by some hormones present in their body. For these reasons, the plants and animals bodies are made up of different types of tissues. Now we will move to the second questions, that is, name the tissue in animal which perform the same functions as the following tissue do in the plant's body. First one, epidermis. The epidermis is the tissue or the layer of cells which is present in the outermost layer of the plant body in the root, stem and the leaf. So main function of epidermis is give protection. In case of animal's body, the same type of tissue that is present on the outermost layer of our body, that is called as the epithelium tissue. What is the function of epithelium tissue? Giving protection. Second thing that is present in the plant body, vascular bundle. What is the similar structure that present in the animal body? Similar to the vascular bundle. Similar structure to the vascular bundle that is present in our body is vascular tissue. That mainly consists of blood and lymph. What is the function of blood? Main function of blood is the conduction or the transportation of oxygen, carbon dioxide, nutrients, hormone, etc. throughout our body parts. So these are the functions of epithelium and the vascular tissue or functions of the blood. Now we will know about what will happen if heparin is absent in blood. We know that heparin is an anticoagulant substance. That means it prevents the blood clotting. So when it is present in the blood, it prevents the clotting of blood inside our body or in the blood vessels. As it is absent, so there is a chance of blood coagulation or clotting of blood. So if heparin is absent, there is a chance of coagulation of blood in the blood vessels and the blood cannot flow properly in our body. So students, our next question is, what is synapse? Here you can see the diagram, that here it is the action terminal of one neuron and this is the dendritic tip of another neuron. And you can see that in between these two action terminal and the dendritic tip, a small gap is present. This gap is called as the synapse. So what is the definition of synapse? Synapse is the site of transmission of electric nerve impulses between two nerve cells or between a neuron and a gland or muscle cell. So the gaps between these two neurons is called as the synapse, through which the nerve impulse is transmitted from one nerve cell to another nerve cell. Another thing, remember that when the synapse is present between two nerve cells, then it is called as the neural junction. And when it is present between nerves and the muscle cells, when the synapse is present in between nerves and the muscle cell, then it is known as the neuromuscular junction. Our next question is, what is lymph? We have learned that liquid or fluid connective tissues are two types, blood and lymph. Now we have learned about blood, but what is lymph? Lymph is the tissue fluid that runs through the lymphatic system, and it mainly colorless fluid which collects the nutrients and other substances from the blood and send it to the tissue, and the excretory materials which are formed in the tissue, those are collected or carried from the tissue and sent to the blood. So by definition, what is lymph? Lymph is a colorless fluid containing white blood cells mainly, which bathes the tissues and drains through the lymphatic system into the bloodstream. So it acts as the middleman in between the blood and the tissue. So students, from today's video we have learned about some important questions based on animal tissue.